Thank you. Frame 11. Mark Williams to break.
Frame 11 underway. And just looking back at those first two frames, John, I think Mark Williams was probably, I know he's won one of them, but he may be a little bit disappointed he's not taken both of them.
Yeah, he certainly created a chance in the last frame from, well, a pretty forlorn position. As I say, the balls were horrendously awkward, weren't they, on the cushions, but he just showed tremendous patience and tactical acumen just to get himself a chance near the end. He didn't take it. It was a pot that he missed, but the stuff that he played to create that chance was fantastic.
Yeah, the trademark long pot, we're used to him knocking in. He didn't. And he'll be slightly kicking himself about not taking that chance. With that type of shot, you always err on the side of hitting it too thin. But catching the yellow has given John Higgins a tempter here. Needs good cueing. The black is available into the opposite corner. And as I say, I just felt at the end of that, with a couple of safety shots, that John was starting to strike the ball a bit better. Anyway, this is a tester. Played it in such a way that I thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing, and he was right. Nearly got the double kiss, but safe enough. Not much Mark could do there. And the problem here is that red on the balk line. No real telling safety in the balk end at the moment.
Oh, it's a pretty poor shot from John there. Don't quite know what he was doing there, but he's left Mark the possibility of a pot. Screw across the face of the pink for the black, which he's potted. So, and he's played in a way that is absolutely outstanding. How many players would have played it like that? That is wonderful. A very strange shot from John Higgins, the last one. Funny enough, Mark's played a few of those in the championship, John, and nearly all of them have gone wrong.
Yeah, it's sometimes very difficult, particularly when you're using a cushion to go into the reds, to generate enough pace. Just need a bit more topspin to get the arc on the cue ball.
Yeah, far from an easy shot. It's just
Eight.
He's either over-arced it or under-arced it. Anyway, it was not really a brilliant chance, even though the opening red was fantastic.
You can't beat a crucible, ooh, can you? Got a good cue ball though, did John?
Yeah, I don't know about you, John, I used to hate these frames.
Yeah, I don't think any player particularly likes them. Mainly because when the first chance comes, all the reds will be in the open, so whoever gets the first chance, well, you think is going to win it, and it's whoever's brave enough to go for a pot that might be left. I mean, the red on the right-hand side of the table, John Higgins would normally be tempted by the double, but he can't get the cue ball into a safe place. He's looking to leave this cue ball tight to the top cushion. Just restricts what Mark Williams can do.
Yeah, it's all part and parcel of the game, John, isn't it? You're going to get some of these when you play them, but it's just that you just know that They're just bitty, horrible frames until someone gets a chance.
And whoever gets that chance, invariably, it would be a very good one. Just wondering whether he might be tempted by the double now, if he can get the cue ball back to a safe place, but not even the thought of it. Just content to find his top cushion. Tighter the better. Well, this time he's trying to get a snooker behind the black, but that wasn't one of his best. The fact that Mark can get to the bottom of the cue ball, it could give him the advantage.
Yeah, there are very, very few players on the circuit who can go toe-to-toe in the tactical department with John Higgins. But Mark Williams is definitely one of them. He almost gives off the aura of not being capable of doing it, John, because of the way he plays, doesn't he? But you play Mark Williams and you are in some horrible spots on the snooker table. He knows where to stick the cue ball. Very clever.
Yeah, that was a clever shot. Purposely playing that red thumb into the face of the brown to keep it at the other end of the table. The other thing that's making the safety a little bit more difficult, the red near the far right corner, it's possible. So basically all the safety has to be in the left half of the table as we look. Couldn't play safe in the right half, you could leave a cut.
And it's also stopping somebody having to go at a double for exactly the same reason.
Absolutely. There's a couple of times I thought, oh, John might play the double here, but then I noticed that red over the corner, and unless you get the cue ball on the right-hand side of the table, but then you may leave a pot to that far corner. But these reds gradually beginning to open up. Excellent cue ball.
Oh, that's better. Tighter you can get that white to the top cushion. Least amount of shots your opponent can play and reply. Can't get the cue up in the air and jack down and play a shot where he brings it. I mean, see Mark's face there, little nod, appreciation. Definitely got the upper hand here, John Higgins.
Was he taking this on? He did. He did. And he couldn't have got much closer. Ooh, it nearly dropped. A bit slower, gravity may have pulled it in. Anyway, John Higgins gets the first good chance.
One.
Yeah, just had the natural angle to come on the black.
Nice shot that from John. And it really is fascinating at the start of these frames watching these two players. They use that expression, don't we? Chess with balls. And it's certainly like that with these two. And one's got a manoeuvre, the other one usually has an answer. But it was John Higgins' excellent cue ball. Tight on the top cushion that stopped Mark Williams from getting the cue ball back, And he was forced into that pot in the middle. So advantage Higgins there.
Thanks. 9.
Play for the brown in the middle, but he's overscrewed it. He wanted to be straightish on this brown. He's got a little bit of work to do now with the cue ball. May have to risk some kind of cannon here, coming round off 2 cushions. Well, he thinks he could hold it off 1, and I'll tell you what, he couldn't have played that any better. He couldn't have played that any better.
13.
Look at the way the cue ball out with the backspin he had on it. That was a very good shot.
And even better, John, the angle he finished on the red, isn't it? Just to run through. Because the blue's pretty tricky with that red next to it. Maybe not pot at all. So he had to get position on the black there.
Yeah, I don't think he has to play a cannon here. There's a little cluster of 3, and I think the one that's sort of low will go to the same pocket as the black. That's the one he's played on. Needs a bounce. Doesn't want to be hampered by the red near the cushion.
Yeah, I'm back
21.
to the question on the blue now. Can he run through this and get for the black? Probably. Because if he can't, that's the shot he'll play. And he could.
22.
Yeah, and not only did he nudge the reds, he's opened them up. He's now got a 14-point lead. Wouldn't say the frame's at his mercy, because we're playing in the final of the World Championship. But it's a great chance.
29.
There you go, just looking for another 41 points from this position.
30.
When he clears the reds at this end that are in the open, he's still got that one over the far right corner. Played the little cannon perfectly.
Just what you'd expect from someone
37.
who's been 4 times champion of the world. Great response. And a fascinating frame right at the
38.
start of this with all that tactical play. And he's getting his just reward. And very importantly in this break, he's managed to stay on the black right the way through it. Doesn't have to
45.
get involved going up the table towards the blue, which is slightly hampered by that loose red.
46.
This is excellent.
Yeah, and I picked on it, or picked up on it in the last frame. Just signs now he's getting through the ball better. He was a bit nervy at the start of this session, but he's gone through that barrier and now cueing a lot better. .45 points the lead. In an ideal
53.
world, he'd like to have an angle on this red and go up the table for the pink. Well, he's decided to play for the
54.
black as long as he's not straight.
Yeah, it's easy to forget as well, John, in these long matches, isn't it? The fact that he was actually 4-0 down in this
61.
match as well, so pulling back to 6-5. He'll be delighted.
Oh, he's been under it from the start of the match, hasn't he? 4-0, 5-1.
62.
So he pots the pink. And he'll go 60 points in front with 67 remaining. So just one red required after the pink. That confirms it. This red, and Mark Williams will need a
68.
snooker.
Truly excellent from John Higgins this break. Lovely cue ball control. Perfect position around the black spot. And even though he's slightly overhit that one, won't be on the red next to the blue, I don't think. Or is he?
72.
Oh, a little swerve required. No problem.
73.
Yes, and that'll keep Mark Williams in his seat. And for any aspiring snooker players, you watch on John Higgins. He went through a rough spell at the start of this match.
78.
Went in through a rough spell in the first couple of frames, even though he managed to win one. Just believing that he hung on in there,
79.
he starts to cue better. And he certainly is. Chances of making a century going to be very difficult with the two reds on either side of the table, but he does like a double. And that's what he's going to play here.
85.
He does like a double.
86.
That's the lovely thing when you're in the Crucible Theatre. When someone rolls a ball, you don't know it's
92.
in until it drops. He's already had 8 centuries in the tournament. And there have been 79. So could this be the 80th? Is the record of 86 going to be beaten this year? Well played, wonderful. Turn up. And the Higgins family,
100.
well pleased with that. And you can be a lot of things in this game,
102.
John. You can be a great pot of rate builder, but you need a big heart and battling qualities, which John Higgins has shown here.
Yep. You need a lot of ingredients in the recipe of being a
105.
top-class snooker player, John. And he's got all the ingredients. Every one of them.
$109. $140.
Well, we said when they were tip-tapping about, it's a frame that no professional like, because when you get the first chance, then invariably the balls are there for the taking. But you've got to take them, and you can't take them much better than that. The Higgins family over the moon, as will John Higgins. He's still one behind, but now beginning to cue well. Mark Williams leads 6-5.